Good morning. This is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Thursday, the 19th of December. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing. Learn from a transfer charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right, well, that was an interesting day. And in terms of the inflection point yesterday morning, we really got a decision there. So now, interestingly, that happened even though they cut interest rates by 0.25%, which personally I didn't think they should have done. But just because they gave guidance that there were only going to be one or two cuts next year, to be honest, I thought that was completely obvious, but the market clearly did not. We've got down to some decent levels, and we've got down to notably on ES SPX the possible head and shoulder neckline. We're slightly below it on ES and we're slightly above it on SPX, and we've seen a decent rally overnight. So far, that rally looks like a flag. And I think we may well see a retest of yesterday's low, but I'm thinking we will see a decent rally from there in all probability. Because unless, well, I'll show you on the daily charts, but I've got good reason to think so. All right, in terms of NQ, we came down on that too. Not by nearly as much. Actually, it was very notable. If you look at the daily middle band, you can see how much of the recent rally was just tech. But with nice move down there, not got to any particularly significant level. RTY, we had made we'd made the possible near miss target, and I mistakenly marked that as a dead arrow, but actually that actually just headed off. And I'm wondering about retest the lows on quite a lot of these to set up 60-minute buy signals, and then likely we would see a rally. Not certainly, but likely. On YM, nice little rally overnight. I'm wondering if these are all little bear flags. We don't necessarily retest the lows, but I have to say it's suggestive that we will. On DAX, we saw a nice hit of the double top target, and we almost saw a retest the low and not quite. No, these are on a slightly different track. We're no longer looking like a bull flag forming on ESTX. What I would say is here we did retest the low. So on ESTX we've got a 60-minute buy signal brewing. I suspect this won't be the last one today because I think this is probably going to have a shot at retesting the lows, and it's possible we're going to get across the board 60-minute buy signals later today if we get retests. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Right, looking at the ES chart, we went down hard, and this was an interesting move, no question about it. It's we've got a if you look at the SPX chart, we made it almost within a few handles to the 3SD lower band, and the 3SD lower band, unless you've got a really strong move down, is a place where you're starting to look for longs, not for shorts. It's I'm expected to see a rally here, and we did that. And on Dow, on Dyer, we basically closed on the 3SD lower band. On IWM, basically we did the same, having gone below it in both cases. This is saying rally. We also reached a support level on NQ, on NDX, and if we have a look at the Qs, that was a test of the daily middle band. I'm pretty confident that we're going to see we're going to be forming a rally here. I'm thinking we may well see a retest of the lows, but I'm really liking the rally here. And I think that we may well be rallying over Christmas. We'll see. It's hard. I mean, the thing is, we've only got basically 3 more full trading days until Christmas. Next year really is a holiday week all week. I'm skeptical about seeing much more downside, but at the levels we hit yesterday, generally speaking, unless it was a very strong move, and to be honest, frankly, there wasn't anything I would really recognize as news yesterday. I was a bit surprised. Everyone was absolutely convinced we would see the quarter point rate cut, and we did. But in terms of next year, well, the inflation numbers have been going up. We've got a lot of uncertainty on tariffs and so on. Why would anyone think we'd get any interest rate cuts next year? So the ones they announced were provisional. I'm thinking we may not see any. We will see how it goes. In terms of where we are on SPX, nice move down, but this is the possible head and shoulder neckline on SPX, and you can see we were slightly above it on SPX, we're slightly below it on ES, but I'm thinking we may well see a right shoulder bounce here. That would have an ideal high in the 6017 area. On the Qs, nice move down. Not any particularly strong area here, but you'll notice we went through those three gaps very nicely. I'm leaning towards seeing some more downside after a rally, but I'm thinking that rally may well last a few days. On Dia, we on the bigger picture charts, we've got obvious targets below. We've got some of these here. We've got this rising support trend line here, and in the 416 area, we may well get lower than that. On the Qs, hang on. On the Qs, we've almost reached the rising support at about 514. And I think we're probably going to get to that and go through it over the next couple of weeks. And this is the very nice looking potential head and shoulders that I'm really wondering about on SPX. And this can open up a pattern which could take us down into, this would get us down to, where would that get us to? I think that could get us down to the 5600 area. And 5600 area is a nice area to be aiming for. Broken resistance to support, 5650 and so on. I'm quite liking that, and if this head and shoulder forms, I'm thinking we may well be getting that in early January. All right, let's have a look at IWM. Now, IWM is slightly different from the others because, of course, I mentioned that we already had a double top there, and this is that double top. That's broken down with targets in the 207 to 209 area. Obviously, we've got the rising support in about the 213 area. I'm expecting follow through to the downside, and I think there's pretty decent odds that this double top is going to make target after a rally. So we shall see. Let's have a look at DAX. DAX, we've got didn't see much of a move down. I'm wondering if we'll see a retest of this and then a rally. I think a retest of these highs are on the cards here. We've got weak sell signals brewing, and that's not necessarily hugely significant. But I would say that we had weak sell signals on the indices. We had on the IWM daily, our RSI 14 sell signal that's been fixed for a while has made target. We had a weak sell signal on SPX, and that's made target. That's and we had one on in NDX, and that's almost made target, I think. So I have been warning there was a larger retracement coming, and yesterday we got it. It's and we've reached possible near miss targets on the open signals here, but I'm leaning towards seeing more downside. The larger retracement will probably be larger than what we have seen so far. But for the moment, I'm leaning towards rally. We will see. All right. On the others, things delivering pretty nicely, actually. We retested this high on DX. Now we've got an opportunity to turn around here. And this could be the second high of a double top. But on the bigger picture, I am wondering about a retest of the there was the high. The main high that we saw a couple of years ago was in the 115 area. We could go back and get that and set up a large double top. And I'm wondering about that. So it's very possible we could go higher. And I'll come to that on my comments on precious metals. ZB made a lower low as expected. And I've been talking about a target in the 105, 106 area. It could be lower. And I think we're heading towards that at the moment. CL. CL is really near the top of the range. Unless we're going to break out of the range, I'm not seeing a lot of reason to think that. Then my lean is down. NG obviously is in a downward lean until April. I'd like to see this high hold because at the moment it looks like we're forming a inverted head and shoulders right shoulder, and that would be a good thing to be forming into April. GC. GC went down. I was looking for potentially a retest of this low here and lower, and at the moment that's on track. Probably, if DX goes up significantly further, then I've got targets lower that I was talking about in last night's bigger picture webinar. I've got big support here at 26 on silver that I'm not expecting to get broken, but obviously there's a lot of space between here and there. The double top failed. We went back and we retested the low. HG, I'm expecting to see a retest of this low here. We haven't quite seen that, but we're getting pretty close. That could be the second low of a double bottom when we get there. On currencies, well, I don't think we're quite there yet. Euro, I'm expecting to retest this low, and it hasn't quite made it. The others don't look quite done either. KC, I think it's all about crop failures here. So I think higher. There's concerns about shortages on KC, and will look higher. SB, I'm wondering about this move down, which I wasn't expecting. We've got a 60-minute buy signal fixing here, and I'm expecting to see a rally, but it could be we're going to see more downside afterwards. Cocoa, people are worried about shortages of cocoa next year, and we're seeing that in the price. I think we made a high a few months ago at about the 14,000, 15,000 area. I think we're going back to retest that. That will not be the second high of a double top, because if it was the second high of a double top, then the target for that double top would actually be minus 4,000 or 3,000, and obviously that's too large for a double top. Okay, ZW retested the low as expected. This could be the second low of a double bottom. Corn, nice looking bull flag set up here. It could hold, and we've got a 60-minute buy signal fixing at the moment. On soy, we've got, we went lower than I was expecting here, and I'm still wondering if we're going to see a larger low on the bigger picture. We've got a larger, but I was really kind of hoping it would hold the 970 area. So watching this with interest, but I'm quite liking the grains for a potential low here. Cotton, I was expecting to see a retest the low, make the second low of a double bottom, and we retested the low, so we shall see. On lumber, we saw a very, very sudden and very, very sharp rally, which made the, I was talking about a possible rally, and we had a 60-minute buy signal. That made target very suddenly. This could be a larger reversal. I'm not really, haven't really got an overall pattern here, so I don't have a good feel for what's happening there. Live cattle, we went and made the double top target. We're testing the monthly pivot. This is an obvious place to find support, and the 60-minute sell signal made target at the same time. Lean hogs, getting down into a support level here. This looks like a bull flag forming, and likely that this would be a very good place to turn back up. Okay, let's have a look at ES again. Now, in terms of, we've seen a nice rally overnight, and that's not unexpected. We were hitting 3SD daily lower bands on SPX, on Dia, on IWM yesterday. This is a good place to see a rally, and we could see a rally which could last a few days and take us through Christmas from here. I am wondering about a retest of the low, and this looks like a flag. It's not necessarily going to retest the low, but if we did, we could set up some nice signals and head straight up from there. And that would be nice. I'm not expecting to see, we could see retest of the highs here to set up double tops. I think we may well see a smaller bounce than this, but I do think that the move down that we've seen, we're likely to follow through in late December, early January, well, through January potentially. It's we will see how that goes, but I'm thinking we see a decent rally here. Unless it is a very, very strong move down, we would generally see a rally at this stage. So hitting the 3SD lower band on SPX particularly is a big thing, and normally they will get a reaction. Generally speaking, if you're looking around for a long at the 3SD lower band, it tends to go pretty damn well. All right, great. In that case, we'll see how it goes, and I don't think I've got any questions. My pleasure as always, guys, and I will catch you guys tomorrow.